So here is Mark 1 of my polishing jig. It is garbage. I don't like it. So it worked-ish. Crucial problem though, when the glass started to get smooth and I was using water as the medium to convey the abrasive, the glass would grab really tight and that would stall this motor and the whole system would just lock up. And it was really difficult to fight this stalling back and forth. So I needed some inertia in the system, and I also needed a much more powerful motor. So this motor is pretty beefy, but it's not beefy enough for this purpose. Another interesting thing, so this bit of wood has this bit of glass glued to it, and if I can convince the camera to focus, you can see there's a X-shaped crack in the center. So there you go. That's really weird. That wasn't there one day, and then I came down the next day and it was there. So I suspect that because the glass expands and contracts at a different rate to the wood, when the humidity went up or when the temperature went up, they expanded at different rates and the glass cracked. This wood is very tough. It's not very hard, but it's very tough, so it can absorb the force. So I've given up on that, and I've moved on to this. So this is a pottery wheel I built. Because I was thinking, you know, I need a rotating platform with a big motor and lots of inertia. What's basically that? A pottery wheel. Pottery wheels are quite expensive though, so I built one out of an old chair that I scavenged from the side of the road, and a 15-year-old drill that had a broken chuck, 2 3D printed gears. That one's in 2 parts and bolts around the shaft of the chair, and this variac which I inherited from my grandpa. So this takes, I think it's internally it's essentially a variable transformer, I think. Don't quote me on that, I really probably should know. But essentially, instead of putting out 240 volts, you get 50 volts. And then this is my garbage pot, bowl. It's the first one I've made in a long time, so give me a break. And so I put my foot here and I press the trigger. It works very, very well. You've got a little bit of fine control here, so you can sort of slowly spin it, or spin it really fast. But yeah, I'm impressed. It works better than I expected. So it's just got a bit of plywood there, and underneath it's got 3 bolts touching the wood. So that means you can adjust perfectly until the plywood is level. And then I trued up the concrete disc by mounting a pencil here and spinning it until it was centered enough. So the only thing I had to buy to build this thingamabob was the concrete disc, which was like $14 from Bunnings, and the pipe clamps that I used to mount the drill and the bit of wood to the post. So yeah, it was all a scrap build, and it works very well. I am a garbage potter, as you can see, but it's interesting, so I'll keep doing it, and pottery is another thing I can do with my kiln. So this sort of serves 2 purposes. So I'll be able to use this as one half of the polishing jig, and also make some pots and bowls and stuff. Okay, bye bye.